there looking depressed. Feel to get up in your chest while I soak up my success. Getting tokens for your stress. I'll be making all the checks anytime you see me step on a stage. Acting real soft like my skin coming beige. Gonna step out and with him, girl, you fake. Try to get it out, what you handsome. You ain't dance on. Tell your boyfriend, go and put your pants on. Down. The best friend. She went and did the same thing. I'm really mad, but she won't know. Everything has gotta be cool when we living so cold.
It's Madden NFL 23 on EA Sports. And up next, we'll see the dual threat, Christian McCaffrey. He had a great week last week. Well over 100 on the ground.
Set to go now in Week 6 of the NFL season, and we are underway on EA Sports. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. So here come the Dolphins now as they get set to take over on offense. They'll be led out by Taysom Hill, the very versatile quarterback out of Brigham Young.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yards with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
And not much to speak of. Call it a 1-yard gain up to the 26.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Throwing again on second down, but this time it's incomplete. He was waving his arms, wanted the football, but he dropped it. And that reminds me of the story you told me from your days at Tennessee. We don't need to mention the other guy's name, but when he dropped an open pass and you blew coverage on, what did you say to him?
Yeah, it's really not right since I blew coverage, but since he dropped the pass, I said, well, maybe next time he'll just walk it out here and hand it to you. Would that be easier? He wasn't real thrilled with that.
That's cold-blooded. Cold-blooded. And now the third down throw incomplete as well. Jordan Berry out to punt on fourth down. Fielded at the 20. So a good punt there, but a nice return of 11 yards. And the Vikings will take over here, 1st and 10. So here's the Viking offense making their way out. They're led out by the 4th-year man out of Duke, and that's Daniel Jones.
Well, his ratio was good last week. Most quarterbacks are really excited about a 3-to-1 ratio, but it's flipped in the wrong direction. He threw 3 interceptions, not touchdown passes, and he only had the 1 TD pass in that game. So he's trying to turn that around and find a way for his team to win.
The drive begins with a run by McCaffrey. And this defense feeling the encouragement. They stop him at the line of scrimmage on the first play of the afternoon. No gain on the play there, 2nd down. This defense for the Dolphins, they really played well a week ago in that win over the Jets.
And no matter what's done throughout a ball game, it always comes back to blocking and tackling. That's the essence of football. But I think it's hard for people to understand just how difficult it is to tackle, especially open field. Very few missed tackles on tape that I saw last game. This team does a nice job of getting their opponents on the ground.
And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from the incomplete. Now it's 3rd down.
Different pass rushes are designed for different things. Sometimes you want to keep the quarterback in the pocket. Sometimes you want him to flush. I don't know exactly how this one was designed, but they made sure they moved him to his right. He got out of the pocket. Unfortunately for him, he was hit as he tried to throw the ball, and that resulted in an incompletion.
He'll get this complete to Jalen Reagor. And he will have a Vikings 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. Now a stoppage here as it looks like we've got a Dolphin shaking up on the play. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. On 1st down, this is McCaffrey. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. It'll be 2nd down. The numbers for McCaffrey last week. 17 carries, 138 yards, and a touchdown.
I think he's exactly where he wants to be coming into a game, partner, because he has to still be riding the momentum from last week when he broke the century mark in rushing and had one of his best individual efforts of the season. I would expect that there's more from him on the way after that type of a game, and I know his teammates and coaches, they feel exactly the same way.
Delivers the pass to Reagor on the out route. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. 14 yards that time for number 14.
Now how about this throw right here? Had to throw it to the left sideline, and you know the timing's got to be correct on this one. Ball's got to be right where it needs to be, and it was. That's because he had great arm strength on that one, able to drive the football. Quarterbacks love it when they can show off their arms.
Big Kenny Clark that time, pushing upfield to make the tackle for loss. Well, the Vikings hit 2-3 here to begin the new season. They've lost 3 straight here, and it kind of goes without saying, I guess, but they could certainly use a win.
Yeah, no doubt about that. There's a difference between a losing stretch and a losing streak, and right now, they're not playing their best football, but if they were to fall here, and now they're looking to go 4 games without a win, it's just start compounding themselves pretty quickly from this point forward.
Now Jones. Hard throw, incomplete.
Well, they certainly did a nice job there, picking him up out of the backfield and then running stride for stride with him. That's good coverage, and it led to an incompletion.
Koo knocks this one through the post, and the Vikings have a 3-0 lead. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
So Miami coming out for their second drive. 3-2, their record through the first 5 games of the year as they got the victory last week. It's still early, just October, but what have you seen from these guys so far?
Well, what I've seen is a team that's still figuring out all their pieces because they've got some new faces from a year ago and in some new draft picks. Sometimes it takes a month or so before you really start to gel as a team and for those players to figure out their roles. But right now, I see them starting to elevate.
So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on second down. Another try after the first down sack. Hill, he'll get that one to Carter complete. So 8 yards on the completion there, and that's going to set up a tough 3rd and 9. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first. Throwing on 3rd down, Hill. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. Now Jordan Berry on to kick this one away. We'll call that a punt of 54 yards. Well struck. And it will be Vikings ball, 1st and 10. The Vikings taking the field here for their second drive of the game. In the midst of, well, let's just say a not-so-rosy losing streak. They've got the open week, though, coming up next weekend, so you have to figure this to be a game that they dearly love to have.
Oh, indeed. They have to have this one because that's something positive you take with you when you go away for a few days and it actually releases your mind. If they lose this one, that mind stays cluttered the entire time they're away, and they've got to scramble to get back in sync when they start playing again.
A loss of a yard there to start out. That leads to a 2nd and 11. Throwing Jones. The Dolphins get there this time, and they bring him down. Max Crosby in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
They just gave up a sack there, if I'm not mistaken. They gave up 4 last week, didn't they? And just looking really close. I'm going to really hard. I'm wondering if I have to start thinking about keeping the tight end in, maybe a back, someone to help assist, because right now, the quarterback's been getting hit a lot in the last couple of games.
Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete. Here's Tommy Townsend on to punt. DeAndre Carter back deep. And he gets this away, and look at this. This is a good one. They'll look to set up his blockers. And a nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And it'll be Dolphin football. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. Still in the first half, but this offense has struggled. Haven't really been able to get anything going, not only in the points category, but in the yards category. Let's see if they can do better here on this drive. They'll start out on the ground, and Saquon Barkley. And the reinforcements come in as they're going to stop him behind the line. He'll lose a yard there, and it's 2nd and 11. They'll give it to Barkley off the option play. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A Miami first down, that one going for a gain of 11. Again, it's Barkley. And able to work about 5 yards out of this as he's taken down up near the 47. The numbers for him from a week ago: 16 carries, 93 yards, and a score.
And while he may not verbalize it, in his mind, going up against this defense, one of the worst rush defenses in the league, he's thinking 200-plus in this game.
On 2nd down, here's Barkley. And some room to roam now. And he'll be taken down as that will take us to the end of the first quarter of play. 3-0 after 1 on EA's. Second quarter from Miami. It's the Dolphins with the football as they've got it with a 1st and 10. Running left, it's Barkley. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9. Barkley, inside handoff. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Hill. And this is going to be incomplete. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and we can next on the field goal.
And one luxury it is that the kicker you can depend upon because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx it.
Now the Minnesota offense set to take over again. Now they have the game here followed by the open date on the calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are. But let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
They start on the ground with McCaffrey. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Back to throw. Jones. And this one caught by Travis Kelce. And he gets this one just shy of the 40. They'll mark him down at the 39. Coming into the week, he's the NFL's leader in receiving yards. There's his first catch, and it's good for a 1st down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. And they bring him to the ground just shy of midfield. 11 more on that one, and another 1st down.
On any given pass play, you never know exactly where your exit points are going to be. On this play, he was flushed to his left, still on the run, able to accurately throw the football for a nice 1st down.
Let's go.
off the gut, McCaffrey. And just 1 yard here from the 49 to the 50.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
They try to throw on second down, but this one is incomplete.
The coverage keyed in on him since that last completion his way. He earned a little more attention on that route, and that made it a lot tougher to get a clean throw his way.
From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And quickly to Kelsey. And he'll only get this to about the 44 as they stop him short of the line to gain. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch. And that's going to make it 4th down. Here's Tommy Townsend now as he'll punt it away for the second time. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. And we check the rushing numbers so far here into Week 6, and the returns have been really good. Now, you're starting to hit that stride middle of the season toward the end. They're certainly hoping they can keep up this production.
They are, because one of the adages in the NFL is that defense travels and defense endures even in bad weather, right? You know what else does? A good running game. And people want that, especially as you head down the stretch. You may play outdoors in some nasty stuff. You're trying to get to the playoffs. This is the time to get it going. And individually, I don't think you should just think about 1,000 yards either. The bar has to be set higher with this beginning.
And he'll protect himself at the end here as he winds up getting pretty decent yardage. A gain of 3 last play. This time they double it and pick up 6. 3rd and 2. Hill. That's going to be caught. It's Jacoby Myers. And he is going to have the Dolphins first down by a couple of yards as they're able to get 4 there on 3rd and 2. Got to say, I was a little surprised to see him, Charles, come out in the shotgun on 3rd and less than a yard.
Yeah, but the way the NFL is nowadays, we hardly ever see anyone really run for it on short yardage. So they're going to throw the football more times than not. That was a nice...
The Vikings after him, and they get there for the sack. Jadeveon Clowney. That is now 2 sacks for him here in this first half. Don't need it all back at once, but you figure they're going to need something here. 17 yards to go on second down. Over the middle, hauled in by Smith-Schuster. And this will be a gain of 5 as he gets it to the 30. Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. We'll get an update when we come back to Hard Rock Stadium. The Dolphins on 3rd down. They've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd down and 12. Escaping the pressure right. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Here's Jordan Berry now as he's on to punt for Miami. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. And not what he was hoping for there, as this will hit in the end zone for a touchback. Minnesota's offense takes over possession. The crowd may be losing just a little bit of the edge after back-to-back punts.
They want some big plays. They want to see some offense. They want to see somebody break away, whether it's through the air or on the ground. Now it'll be interesting to see where the patience is on both sides. Each head coach, can you hang in there and not try and force something that could put your team in some jeopardy?
That's a staple of this offense. Drag route to the tight end.
Yeah, he's unable to use his size to break off much more yardage after the catch, but still an effective gain nonetheless.
Meanwhile, Jones' throw here complete to Kelsey. And he's taken down right at the 45-yard line. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones. He'll get this underneath to McCaffrey. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. The Vikings in the hurry up. They're hustling up to the line. Looking to throw again on second down. Jones. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. The Vikings going to signal for the first of their timeouts as they get it right at the 32nd mark of this first half. Could we get a touchdown in this first half after all? It's 1st and 10. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw.
Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. And the Dolphins are going to take over at their own 28-yard line.
And as we've seen, points have been precious so far, and they just threw some away on that snap. And look, let's face it, as we advance further into this game, that play will be on the minds of everyone who's watching it. They wonder if this is the turning point. Is this the spot where those points were given away and could cost them a ball game?
And he gets this up across the 35 before he's out of bounds. From the 36, Hill. He'll get this out to Barkley complete. And he'll be out of bounds after getting this one across the 40. Now the Vikings will use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 17 seconds to go in this first half of action. Now Hill looking to throw on first. Throw left side, complete to Smith-Schuster. Now the offense going to use the first of their timeouts. So as they take it over, we step aside. To the air again. Hill. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's Carter. Now a timeout taken. Perhaps a chance for one more quick play and then another timeout if they hurry. We'll see. And this won't get there. Won't be online either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this game will remain tied here in quarter number 2.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards. And this one winds up no good.
And that one's not going to get there. Not enough juice. An ambitious effort, but it's well short.
Message received here. No need to wait. We're going to skip halftime and get right back to the action. Here comes the third quarter.
And we welcome you back now. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, getting set for quarter number 3 here. Second half ready to roll. 2 field goals, the combined output in half number 1. Could be first touchdown wins. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get this up to the 29. Now come the Vikings. They'll have it first on offense as we begin the third.
Well, the first half, very even. I mean, really, in all facets, this ball game tied, Charles. So as we start the third quarter, curious to see what the second half brings us.
Certainly am. I'm with you on that one. And we all know a lot of coaches in the NFL all the way down to the Pee Wee level. They love to spin it to their teams. Hey, we're starting a brand new, shorter ball game. It's all even. Let's go out and seize it. This is ours.
Throwing on second down. Jones. That'll be caught. Rager with it. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 2 catches in the first half. Now he's got a third here, and it's good for a first. Off the play fake. Jones. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down.
Dietrich Wise running through and dropping him for the sack.
So now 20 yards to go on second down after the sack. Work to be done. Back to throw. Jones. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
So many times we talk about coverage, we talk about a defender running with a receiver, but a big part of it is understanding where the football is, timing it. In this case, when it arrived, it wasn't a surprise, and he was able to bat it away.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Operating from the gun, Jones.
That'll be caught. It's Rager. And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
There's another example where defensive coaches constantly preach, not allowing any run after the catch. They give up a few more yards than they wanted to, but they were able to get him down quickly and force a fourth down.
run for it with Hunt. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41. They're able to keep the drive alive, 7 yards that time, and the decision to go for it proves to be a good one.
So did you suspect the same thing that I did, that they were lining up just to draw them off sides here?
100%.
Well, how about that? They were going for it the entire time. Never a question in his mind about going ahead and getting it, despite where they were on the field.
Yeah, I don't know if you heard it in my voice when they snapped the ball. I was like, I almost wasn't ready to call the play. I just kept waiting for the timeout offensively.
And a little room to maneuver there. He gets it down to about the 39. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Now a throw out to his fullback is complete. And they're going to get this down near the 35-yard line.
Well, that's often a surprise for the defensive guys when they see the big fella slide out of the backfield and catch the ball. Not something they usually go over in practice very often.
They'll break the rule and come up on the 9th play of this drive, needing 5 yards on 3rd down. Operating from the gun, Jones
throwing the out route here, and it's complete to Kelsey.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 25-yard line. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. Still in search of their first touchdown of the game, but they're on the move. 1st and 10. Looking to throw. Jones firing quickly, but it's incomplete.
Whenever I see a drop like that, I have to kind of take a step back and check myself a little bit. So used to seeing those big guys make big-time spectacular plays that when they drop one, I have to remind myself, we ask a lot out of these guys. Block and catch the football, not easily done in today's NFL.
A 2nd down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
And no one wants to see that drop. I guarantee it's not going to stop his quarterback from going back to him anytime he has open space.
They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. Hopkins on the grab over the middle.
And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. Field goal coming from Younghoe Koo.
This will be a 37-yard attempt.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And they will take the lead here in this battle of field goals. It's 6-3. They don't get a touchdown here in the opening drive of the 3rd quarter, but I think maybe you still say mission accomplished as they come away with the lead.
No, absolutely. You keep the pressure on, right? You go downfield, get some points up on the board, and hope that you've motivated your defense to take the field and hold that lead.
And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. So here are the Dolphins now. They get ready for their first possession of the 2nd half.
And they find themselves down on the scoreboard following the field goal a moment ago.
And I think even though they trail in the game now, I would consider that a win for their defense, and that's probably what they're telling the offense when they get to the bench. Hey, the onus is on you guys now. Get back out there and get us the lead back.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete.
You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Hill. That's complete. He's got Barkley out of the backfield. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. An extra defender in the secondary for the Vikings here on 3rd down. A shotgun snap for Hill. That's caught left side. Myers with it. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Here's Jordan Berry now. He's been terrific so far. And this will be taken at the 13. It'll be a 51-yard punt that time. And out will come the offense as they take over. So here are the Vikings to take over. They are trying to snap that 3-game losing streak on top so far. Here 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. Up past the 25 to the 26, a gain of 5. In the first half, he was held in check on the ground, but despite that lack of production,
and they've got to feel fortunate about that. If they could actually get production from the lead horse, that would help open up this offense and widen this margin, too.
And he's taken down, but able to slip across the 35. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they are playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They stay on the ground. McCaffrey again. And he stopped immediately there. Calling no gain on the play, and it'll be second down.
Sometimes with the running game, you've just got to stick with it. Look, it's the third quarter, no time to panic. But that also doesn't mean you just do it the same way you've been doing it the entire ball game. Maybe change up some blocking assignments or run a few different plays, but stay with the overall essence of the running game.
Officially nothing on that with no gain, so they're left with still 10 to go on third down. Now, they struggled to get him rolling on the ground in the first half, and that's sort of continuing here in the third quarter.
Yeah, but I don't think it's time to abandon the running game. I would say keep feeding the horse, and I believe he'll eventually reward them, especially as we get deeper in the game.
Back now in Miami. It's been a very hotly contested game to this point. Just a field goal separating these two teams as we get set for the fourth quarter. The Vikings on third down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. This is 3rd and 10. Now Jones. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Critical play in this football game because if they pick up the first there, that clock keeps rolling.
Has to be a little frustrating for them because they know that they pick up a first down there and continue to eat away at the clock. Really increases their chances of closing this one out. Now they're likely going to have to give the football up and sweat it out on the sideline.
Out comes the Miami offensive unit now. They get set to take over. Their defense accomplished step 1 of the mission. They forced the punt. Now they'll look to erase that deficit and take a fourth quarter lead. They begin with a run by Barkley. Fights forward for only about a yard up to the 21.
Well, sometimes you just have to give credit to the defense. Great job there at the point of attack, holding up. They won their battles at the line of scrimmage, left him no space to try and run. A really nice job swarming to the ball carrier.
2nd and 9 now from the 21. Here's Hill. They'll set up the screen to Barkley. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's 3rd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means they have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
He finds him again, Saquon Barkley. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3rd down turns to 1st with that 5-yard pickup. Here's Hill. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Big Ndamukong Suh, one of the league's best for a long time, getting a sack there. I thought there at the end he may have had a chance to release that, but that pocket closed a little too quickly, and down he went.
Yeah, he was certainly trying to do everything he could to extend the life of the play, probably counting in his head. 1, 2, and then he ran out of time.
The pressure gets to him again. Robert Quinn, he's the one that drops him this go-around, and that pass rush getting strong here. Back-to-back sacks. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's got a man, complete. And they're going to move it down inside the 25.
We see this happen so often. If you're a defender, it's like watching a bad movie over and over. The pressure's good, forcing the quarterback out of the pocket. But it's a lot to ask for these defenders to stay plastered to receivers long enough. And sure enough, they let a man come open, and the connection leads to a big play.
And not much. Maybe a yard down to the 23.
Oh, there's plenty of traffic waiting for him up the middle. But give him credit, he tried barreling through anyway. They're fortunate to get a yard out of that one.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. Now it's Hill.
And that would get a wide up incomplete. Nearly an interception in the end zone. Probably should have been. 3rd down coming up.
Throwing on 3rd down, Hill. And he's going to get this to about the 20, but that is well short of what he needed. The decision to tuck and run gets him 3, but that's not enough. Now it's 4th.
Rodrigo Blankenship with an important one.
Right hash, 37-yard attempt.
Blankenship's kick is good.
And the Dolphins have tied things up here in the 4th. When you talk about clutch, that one was right down Broadway. And this game's all even here in the 4th.
He didn't leave any doubt, did he? Good snap, good hold, dead center. Almost like a big-time golfer in a major, firing at a pin from the fairway, trying to win the tournament going down the stretch.
Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive. And we essentially have a brand-new ball game. After that last field goal has tied us all up, we brace for what should be an exciting rest of this 4th quarter.
They'll start on the ground here on 1st down. They'll be dropped after a gain of about 6 across the 30 to the 31. 6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4.
They run with McCaffrey off the option. And they'll stop him after a gain of a couple to the 33.
And the trend continues here in the 4th like it was in the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd. He's had nowhere to run.
And you're probably thinking to yourself, why do they keep feeding him the football? Well, they trust him first and foremost. They do believe that over time he might actually pop.
He's got a man complete.
And they're going to get this down inside the 20. And that looked almost to be a case of, a quarterback saying, hey, I'm going to throw this as far as I can and hope you run under it. Mission accomplished.
And for a while when this play's open, all the talk was about punts hitting the Giants scoreboard here in Arlington. I don't think we ever heard about a pass hitting the scoreboard. But that's probably about as close as you're going to get. That one was way up there.
On 1st down, they'll run with Hunt. Give him maybe a yard, quite the opposite from the previous big gainer.
I like it. I like the calls.
Jones.
And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Dolphins bring on an extra defensive back on 3rd down.
To throw is Jones.
He finds Hopkins complete. The Dolphins going to take their 2nd timeout as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Koo knocks this one through the post.
And with a little over a minute to play, they have taken the lead. Big kick right there to give them the lead in the 4th.
Koo just hit the field goal. Now he kicks off. Fields it right around the goal line. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. So the Dolphins now down on the scoreboard. 1:08 to go. How will this thing pan out? We'll watch as they come up on first down. Hill now to throw. Here's Johnson with a reception. Now Hill. Again, it's Johnson. And the tackle going to be made at the 38. Trying to hurry to the line on the very outskirts of field goal range. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Now the Dolphins will use the last of their timeouts as he'll stop it with 11 seconds remaining in the ball game. And his kick is right there. It's good. And they will tie this game here in the final seconds. So a money kick there in the final seconds. And now Brady Hodges on the kickoff here. And you and I were going to settle in for a little overtime.
And I wouldn't have it any other way. This has been a dogfight all through regulation. No reason to think it won't continue in the extra period.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And Charles, obviously not much time left. I'm curious to see if there's enough for them to get into field goal range and try to win this thing.
And partner, you and I both know the safe calls to kneel and just take it into overtime. But it's also very tough to pass up a chance to win it right now as well. But remember, if you do attempt that, it's got to be a big play downfield and still leave yourself enough time to get your field goal unit out there and kick for the win.
He's got him in, complete. And now we'll get a timeout here. They're able to stop it with 1 second to go in this game. That's on target, but it's no good. He had it on line, but it came up just shy of the crossbar. And that changes everything here in OT. And here in overtime, if the team that receives the ball scores a touchdown, it's over. If they don't, we can still have some more football.
That's exactly right. If they go down and kick a field goal, the other team gets a possession to either match it or score a touchdown to win the ball game. If both teams kick field goals, the next team to score wins. But if the receiving team throws a pick six or fumbles the ball and gets picked up by the defense and they score, the game is over at that point.
And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken. And now out comes Minnesota. Well, they fought hard to reach this point, Charles, and now what an opportunity. They've got the ball first, a chance to take this overtime win away from the hostile crowd.
And you know, as the quarterback steps into the huddle, the first thing he's telling his team is, remember, we need 6, not 3. So we don't need a good drive. We need a great drive. And this is what they've been planning for. It's time to execute and take it downfield, even against all these odds.
He was out there waving his arms, and when you get a quarterback out of the pocket looking for any help, I guess waving the arms is helpful.
It certainly is, because you got to get his attention, because now you're in scramble drill. So everyone's adjusting their routes, finding open space, and he found the right spot for the completion.
Jones' throw pulled in by Hopkins. And he gets this one just shy of the 40, down at the 39. It's a gain of 11 as the Vikings pick up the first. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Throwing Jones. Steps away. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss.
And this dominant defensive performance continued on that play. This poor quarterback has not received the protection he needs and has had to pick himself up off the turf far too often.
Throwing on 2nd and long. Jones. This is Rager with it on the crossing pattern. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 46. And his throw's going to be incomplete.
And not a common sight, at least on this drive. A momentary setback, though, for this passing game that has been moving well this series. Good thing for them, though. Still 2 more downs to connect and try to pick up another first down.
And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 36. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. They'll look to throw again. Complete, the tight end Kelsey. And he'll be brought down at the 27. And now they'll stop play here, at least momentarily. A member of the Vikings in some discomfort after that last play. Here's 2nd and a yard. We'll get an update when we come back to Miami. From the 27, Jones. Throw left side, McCaffrey's got it. And he is in for the score. And it is absolute stunned silence here as they win it on the road in overtime. And for the visitors, it is going to be a half.